I'm Dr. Stephen Davidson, the Sexual Integrity Coach located in Wilton Manors, Florida. This is part 3 of a 3-part series about sexual shame. In part 1, I told you that shame was different from guilt. I told you that guilt was more specific to regret about something you did or didn't do, whereas shame was about a personal and often lifelong conclusion that at your core you are inherently bad, unlovable, and undeserving of happiness. In part 2, I told you that shame is the result of abuse that can occur on a micro or macro level. It can be perpetrated by a single individual against another individual or by an institution, such as religion or government, against an entire demographic of people. I told you the consequences can include various addictions or mental illnesses that impair personal, social, or occupational functioning. Today, I will tell you how to begin to heal and overcome shame in your life so that you have opportunities for greater emotional intimacy and sexual fulfillment in your relationships with others. It is what we believe about ourselves that most influences the choices we make in life about everything. This includes our career, our relationships with partners, family, and friends, how we care for our bodies, and in some cases, even where in the world we choose to live. We're not born with sexual shame. Sexuality is so much a part of our primal existence. It's as natural as breathing. We don't come into this world hating ourselves because that is contrary to our basic survival instinct, which is to always live better, longer, and happier. Shame results from abuse we experience by others. It is like a virus that seeps into our mind and causes us to doubt ourselves and see ourselves as our own enemy. It is the sexual shaming that happens earliest in life that is the most destructive, because our early life experiences are the foundation for how we develop confidence and self-esteem. If a child is shamed for behaving in a way another judges as inconsistent with that child's gender, the child feels confused because the behavior in question was prompted by the child's naturally occurring desire or thought. The child concludes that they are bad for playing with a specific toy, choosing to wear a specific item of clothing, or for engaging in what was innocent behavior. A little boy might learn that he shouldn't play with dolls or wear bright colors. He might be scolded for moving to the beat of the music and told that he shouldn't dance because he is a boy. We all know the classic line that boys don't cry. These reprimands are confusing to a child because the behavior in question is driven by instinctive drives triggered by the child's sensory experience of the world. He learns he cannot trust his own thoughts and emotions. He concludes that something about him is wrong, bad, or damaged. Sexual shaming often ramps up in puberty when children begin to show interest in sex, and when secondary sex characteristics begin to emerge, such as body hair, breast development, and changes in voice. The occasional or routine criticism for simple things like how we walk, talk, sit, speak, dress, creates a hypersensitivity to things that are so basic to everyday life. The individual becomes extremely self-conscious as a result of integrating the shaming messages from those whose opinions mattered. My own sex therapy clients are exclusively adults over the age of 18. While I don't work with children or adolescents, I do spend a lot of time with my adult clients processing the sexual shaming they experienced in childhood and adolescence, often perpetrated by family or those whom they were told they could trust. Healing shame has to occur on a micro and macro level, just like it was inflicted. On a macro level, we can enact social policies that protect an individual's right to their body, as well as rights based on gender expression and sexual orientation. Through sex education, we empower individuals to have a greater understanding of their bodies, as well as their sexual thoughts, behaviors, and biological sexual drive. We disinvest from those systems and institutions that obstruct knowledge and personal freedom. While some systems and institutions change with the evolution of society, those that do not are the ones who have always put the system before the individuals it was intended to serve. On a micro level, individuals heal shame through their personal work with a coach, therapist, or support group, by coming out and being transparent in their community, by building a network of like-minded, compassionate friends who respect and affirm them for having the integrity to be honest in spite of the judgments and personal attacks. Reading self-help books and listening to self-help podcasts or YouTube videos is another way to educate yourself and shift your thoughts more toward validation and affirmation rather than shame. When I wrote the book, Peaceful Mind, Peaceful Life, The Guidebook to Happiness, I drove home the reality that so much of what we believe in life is not a result of our own original thoughts. Many of our beliefs are inherited from those who lived before us, and most of them are already deceased. Some of the most oppressive traditions we have pertaining to sexuality, sexual expression, and sexual relationships originated over 2,000 years ago. I challenge my clients to identify those thoughts and beliefs that are not serving them and justify why they cling to them. We have to learn to free ourselves from the shame others bestowed on us. Shame that resulted from someone else's negative or fearful beliefs. Shame that's inherited from someone else or from systems and institutions that were influential at shaping self-esteem. Deconstructing one's shame can take years when it dates back all the way to childhood. It takes daily acts of mindfulness and intentional self-compassion to overcome the core beliefs that shape your negative self-esteem. As much as possible, you have to distance yourself from the toxic people, places, and systems that continue to reinforce your shame. Here are a few resources that I want to suggest. If you're looking for a sex educator, counselor, or therapist for assistance dealing with sexual shame that has impaired your self-esteem, your sexual relationships, check out the directory for the American Association of Sexuality Educators, Counselors, and Therapists, located at asect.org. That's AASECT.org. Also, Recovering from Religion is an organization that provides education and support groups for those who have been harmed by religion or are questioning their faith. You can find them at recoveringfromreligion.org. I'm Dr. Stephen Davidson, the Sexual Integrity Coach located in Wilton Manors, Florida. I hope you will like this video and subscribe to this channel. Please check out my website at sexualintegritycoach.com. There you'll find links to both of my books, Peaceful Mind, Peaceful Life, The Guidebook to Happiness, as well as Sexual Integrity, Finding the Courage to Be Yourself.